I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Old Man Logan number 16. Discover more tales from the apocalyptic wasteland. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? Okay then, so as the comic opens up, we see Old Man Logan waking up in the wasteland. We're not exactly sure if this is the past we're seeing in a flashback or if this is actually his present now. In fact, the comic goes out of its way to put you into the same state of confusion that Wolverine himself is in right now. He has no idea how he got here. This is definitely the wasteland he remembers, though, as he briefly does battle with the giant rampaging Tyrannosaurus Rex, complete with a Venom symbiote of its own. Slowly but surely, though, Logan's memories of space begin to return to him. He remembers that Alpha Flight, while working with Carol Danvers out in space, had sent a distress call to the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., only they didn't want S.H.I.E.L.D. to come up to help them, they only wanted Wolverine. When Logan does manage to make it aboard an old derelict Fantastic Four site, he discovers that the Alpha Flight team has been besieged by a group of the evil aliens known as the Brood. And from here, the rest of the issue basically plays out like a love letter to the movie Alien, only, you know, starring Wolverine, someone who may or may not be more dangerous than the Xenomorph. But that's really just part B of a much bigger story. You see, the A story involves Old Man Logan stumbling around the wasteland once again. He actually tries to find Daniela Cage, the daughter of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, of whom he entrusted with the Hulk baby all the way back in the original Old Man Logan story from Millar. So this is definitely a continuation of that story. Now this right here is some pretty shaky ground. It's one thing to fill in all the before information about the classic Old Man Logan story, but now to officially be writing stuff that happened after the story, this could be either really good or really bad. It seems that Kang the Conqueror had actually come along and stolen the Hulk baby. Daniela blames herself, but Old Man Logan says it wasn't right of him to entrust her with the child, that it's his ward and now it's his responsibility to go deal with this threat. Of course, before he can do that, Logan has to get his own head straight, as he still can't exactly distinguish past, present, and future from one another right now. As we do go back aboard the spaceship, we see that the Brood had taken control over Sasquatch, one of the members of Alpha Flight. Luckily, Logan is able to meet up with Puck, the small, spunky member of the Alpha Flight team. He tells them about how they were blindsided by a Brood attack and that he's glad that Wolverine is here to help him out. This reunion is sadly very short-lived, however, because it's at that very moment the airlock on the ship begins to open up, sucking both Puck and Wolverine out into the cold vacuum of space. Wolverine also has some amazing revelation about his predicament right about now, but we as the reader don't get to hear about it as the comic ends. Old Man Logan number 16 undertakes the very difficult task of seemingly trying to marry the current Marvel Universe timeline to the events of Old Man Logan, basically saying that, hey, this is the future we will get to at some point. Or at least that's the way it seems. Again, as I mentioned before, Kang the Conqueror, a time-traveling villain, seems to be involved in this story, so there's no telling where this could go by the end of the arc. I know some fans will probably see revisiting Daniela Cage, the Hulk baby, and the Wasteland post-original Old Man Logan as some kind of sacrilege, and yeah, I mean, they're not totally wrong, but you know what, Lemire is respectful enough, and seeing as this really is the way they're going now, trying to integrate Old Man Logan for the long haul in the greater Marvel Universe, I will say there would be a lot of worse ways to do it. And I mean, hey, beyond all the story and continuity stuff, there's just the cool factor of Wolverine fighting aliens in space. How great is that? Overall, I would feel comfortable giving this one an 8 out of 10, and I'm really excited to see where this one is going.